In my career for about 17 years in the real estate industry, I have seen record number of loans not being able to close. Not because of the fault of the borrower, but it's just because in the United States of America, the mortgage industry is tied to the banking system, and it's all about anti-money laundering laws. Our topic today is a very interesting one: building credit with lending circles. In America here, they call it lending circles in the banking world. In London and some other English-speaking places, they call it gifting. In India, we call it chit funds. In Mexico, we call it Tandas. In the Carribean, we call it Susu. In Africa, Cameroon, where I come from, we call it Njangi. And in some other parts of Africa, maybe like in Ghana, they call it Susu. This is an old age method of saving money in the developing world. Most of the immigrant community here in the United States, they constitute about 28% of the population here. Some part of that community is considered underbanked and invincible. What do I mean by invincible? Because we still carry this old century traditional money, community, economics practices that excludes us from the mainstream banking system in the United States of America. This topic to me is very, very important because my market is 80% the minority population, and we see this happening every day. The purpose of this video is how can we take advantage of these old age methods of savings back in our various countries, which has been huge success. If you look at some of the advantages, it's an interest-free loan. 10 people come together every month, they put money, $100, and at the end of the month, the $800, that pot goes to one person. The next month, it goes to the next person, and it rotates round the clock until it comes back to the first person. Very good community economics. Works very well in the developing world. Our parents, our great-grandparents have used this to send countless generations to school, paying school fees, starting businesses, building churches, building markets. This has worked. But in the United States of America, how can we practice it here and make it mainstream instead of out of the corridor? The whole purpose of this video is to see how we can use these old age methods of saving that has been highly successful in the developing world. Most of us, the minority population here, we are still doing the same thing that our great-great-grandparents did centuries ago. And guess what? It is still working very well for us here. The question is, how can we make it work even better for us? How can we make this part of the mainstream banking system in America that will benefit us even more than it did to our forefathers, our grandfathers, and to our parents? C2C Mentors is a real estate mentorship community. I want to thank everybody if you have subscribed to our channel, and please do so. All we do here is talk finances, we talk real estate, because we understand it is at the foundation of your family's finances. In the free enterprise system here in the United States of America, the Susu has major risk. It is illegal and considered money laundering. What if we are 10 in a group and it's my turn? I've taken from 8 people and it's my turn. I take that money and I disappear. How can we mitigate that risk? The judicial system in the United States of America has no legal shield for this old age practice. You will not be able to go to the court of law and make a formal complaint because it is considered an illegal system. Do not be surprised that if you go to the judge and try to explain what happened, you may be locked up for anti-money laundering. And a lot of our people in our communities, we understand this, how the system works, and we belong to these groups and we default, and guess what? The group has nothing legal they can do with us. It provides zero credit history to the group. Put money in the pot, you put money, she put money, he put money, and we give it to one person. That's it. It is Ambassador Andrew Young who said, to live in a free enterprise system and not understand the free enterprise system is the modern definition of slavery. How do we take our Susu, our Njangi, and our Tandas? How do we make that work within the existing structures of the free enterprise economy of the United States of America? What are some of the advantages of lending circles? A gateway to empower our communities. Like we do back home, when we do our Susu, we build a house. When we do our Susu, we send children to school and we pay school fees. When we do our Susu, we start a business. The same thing can happen here with the lending circle. So what if we pass our Susu to the banking system? What are the benefits of the free enterprise system? Is the simple fact that you will be able to get access to very low interest rate loans. You will be able to buy a home. You will be able to buy a car at a very low interest rate. 28 million of Americans, who mostly minority, they live in the 50,000 and less community. These are the 500 credit score community. And what happens in these communities? Ghettoized capitalism. Why do I call it ghettoized capitalism? Ghettoized capitalism is a situation where you have a check cashier. Close to a check cashier, you have a rental furniture store. Close to a rental furniture store, you have a payday loan. Close to a payday loan, you have a car title loan. And close to a car title loan, you have a liquor store. I call them predatory lenders. They take advantage of this 500 credit score community, and that's where they make their money. They will give you a regular loan. They will give you for 24%. Guess what? You don't have a choice. You don't have a bank account. You have a check. You go there to cash the check. Guess what they charge you? They charge you 30%. So how can we make our system of the Susu, our community economics, to work for us to help build our communities? How can we turn a common community practice to a credit building activity that changes lives? It's all about the lending circles. So how can we do this? How is this possible within the free enterprise system in the United States of America? If we pass our Susu through the banking system, what happens? We are bound to have numerous advantages. Number one, we'll be able to build credit. Instead of us doing like we do it back home, where everybody just get the money and we are invincible in the eyes of the bank or the free enterprise economy, we now become members of the free enterprise economy, because every month when I put in, everybody put $100, $1,000, we give it to one person. The entire group is building credit, because every month that transaction is reported to all three credit bureaus. And that's how we can all uplift ourselves and uplift our community. You can buy a home. Of course, we will no more run into situations where we have money deposited into our account and we cannot show any paper trail for that money, and the lender is discounting that money and saying it's money laundering, because that's what the laws are. It's a free enterprise system. No paperwork, they won't credit you that money. Like I say, I've seen in my career, 17 years, I've seen so many mortgages denied just because of that. You'll be able to buy a car. And guess what? You buy a home at a very low interest rates, get a car at a very low interest rates. Therefore, you have an opportunity to run away from the ghettoized capitalism. You can start a business because you will now be able to do what? To get a business loan, because you are building credit every month. You'll be able to get a business loan. Get a business loan, open up a small business. That's the joy of America. The community is growing. Self-esteem, of course. The fact that you are able to pass through the banking system, you have some credit, it is an opportunity for you also to learn some kind of financial literacy, and it boosts your self-esteem and everybody's happy. Transform communities. It's all about, the best way to transform communities is to empower small businesses. The best way, and how do we start small businesses? Number one, as minorities, we don't have the capital. So what do we need? We need access to capital. How do we get access to capital? It's through the banking system. So our Susu can transform our communities because it will now give us access to that capital. So what happens here, you put 100, this person, everybody here puts $100 at the end of the month. Here's a pot of $1,000. This month it goes to this person, and guess what? This transaction is reported to all three credit bureaus. And everybody here in this group here, everybody here is building credit. So this is how we can use our old age traditional Susu on Njangi and plug it into the banking system here in America and give us even plausible and wonderful opportunities. But I guess now the question is, where do we go to do that? How can we do that? Let's see how it works. How do we make lending circles work for us? We have talked much about the importance of transforming that old century system that has worked in the developing world. How does it work in America? It's very simple. I'm going to give you a list of tools here to use. Number one is called Mission Asset Fund. Mission Asset Fund, go online, you get them, you read more about lending circles and how that can help you. So you can come together, 10 friends, let's say you're planning to buy a house. What happened? 10 people can come together and say, look, our dream is for all 10 of us to own homes. So let's call Mission Asset Fund and set up a lending circle account. So each month, as we put that money and it benefits one person, we are all building credit. And eventually, all of us will end up owning homes. The mobile app is Susu. So if you go to the app store, you can type Susu there and you see the app. You can even, it's an app, so it makes it very easy. At the convenience of your phone, you can set up an account. If you don't have a group that you can work with, go there. These apps here, they have groups that you can join. You want to join a group of $50, join. $100, $500. If you have your own group, you can take your own group and register it there. There's another one called e-money pool. E-money pool is how the Latino community has been able to lift up themselves within the free enterprise system in the United States of America. They had discovered this a long time ago, and it's very, very popular in the community. This is how, a Latino who works at the gas station, make $10 an hour, still be able to buy a home. Because it's not about how much money you have. It's about understanding the system and making the system work for you. A lot of us immigrants We have the money. But guess what? We are not plugged into the system. So how do we plug ourselves into the system to take advantage of what? Of the credit building opportunities. 28% of the minority and the immigrant population in America are shut out of the credit building opportunities. Oh, but guess what? I know in my community, we have Njangi like every other 2 or 3 persons they have Njangi. Even if it's not just for you to buy a home or buy a car, you can still use this to build more credit and more security for yourself. What if you want to start a business tomorrow? You still need credit, so it doesn't matter. Owning a home or have a car or not, this can greatly help you. So please, I thought I should share this with all of you today. How can we make our Susu? How can we make our Njangi? How can we make it part of the mainstream banking system of America so it benefits us and in turn, it builds our communities? C2C Mentors is a real estate mentorship community, and all we talk here is about your finances because we understand it is at the foundation. Every Friday, we bring you hot videos on hot topics on real estate. Thank you and see you in our next video.